Nashville is the new it market, or so declares the New York Times anyway, and the apart market is putting up some numbers that is befitting of its new status. Welcome to Apart Market Dynamics from NPF Research. I'm Jay Parsons with your Music City update. Let's kick it off with a look at the employment story. Nashville remains on a hot streak with 25,500 jobs added on net in the past 12 months, expanding the employment pool 3.2%, one of the best growth rates nationally. And what is more impressive is that the Music City has sustained a high employment growth rate for 3 straight years. There are very few markets anywhere in the country with a chart like this, showing job growth sustained at higher levels than seen at any period in the previous economic growth cycle of the mid-2000s. Furthermore, it's not just jobs, but it's a matter of who's getting those jobs. Nashville is emerging as a very trendy market for young professionals coming out of school. 20 years ago in the Southeast, Atlanta was really the only spot that was attracting big numbers of educated young adults. But now, with the emergence of Charlotte, Raleigh-Durham, and now Nashville, it's chipping away at Atlanta status and gaining a bigger portion of that demographic. And that's helping drive a big spike in apartment development. To meet all that new demand, there's been a lot of new construction. Construction, as you can see, is at a 2-decade high, between 6,000 to 7,000 units underway consistently each quarter over the past few quarters. So completion numbers have been manageable thus far at about 2,500 units annually in each of the past 4 quarters, but those numbers will nearly double by the end of the year and into the early part of 2015. And here is where that supply is going. These numbers reflect the sum of completions over the past 12 months plus the number of units currently underway. Very concentrated in the urban core and in the 2 key suburbs, 2,500 units in both central Nashville and in the Murfreesboro, Rutherford County area, and 1,500 units in Franklin, Williamson County. Not particularly big numbers elsewhere, so that could position some of the submarkets right around central Nashville to be the top performers over the next year or two. So that's a lot of development talk. How's the market holding up thus far with all the construction numbers coming up? Very well, in fact. Occupancy is still very tight at 95.8%, up 90 basis points year over year, so the market certainly has plenty of capacity to take on new units in the coming months. Even in the spots where supply is hitting, occupancy is pretty good, and that's a good sign, although the sheer numbers suggest demand can't keep pace with supply in the short term, as those numbers will almost certainly cool. And rent growth numbers continue to look very good as well. Rents up 4.3% year over year as of Q1. That was among the best performers nationally, and it's the best number in Nashville in 5 quarters, so it's another market seeing re-accelerating rent growth in spite of the oncoming supply wave. But how long can all of this continue? As I mentioned earlier, with record levels of supply set to hit, even Nashville's strong demand drivers aren't likely to generate enough demand to avoid an occupancy hit over the next 12 months or so. And that'll mean some deterioration in rent growth levels as well. But we don't think the drop-off will be all of that severe, and it primarily will be isolated to the areas getting a lot of supply. And as supply moderates later in 2015 and in 2016, this is a market that could heat up again very quickly. And that wraps us up for Nashville. So until next time, for Apart Market Dynamics and NPF Research, I'm Jay Parsons. Thank you for watching.
Want more? Go deeper with NPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, NPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.